So it's very early in the morning. I have not even made my bed, but I'm making this video. Okay, let me get some support. Hold on. Killing it. No, for real. So, I guess I can stand up. Why not? All right. So I'm just making this video. I just feel like it needs to be said that a lot of people are not understanding what it really takes to be a leader. Okay. Now, some people are just natural born leaders. They just have um alpha type personalities, right? Okay. And to be an effective leader, it's a few things that you're gonna need. You're gonna need to be disciplined, right? You're gonna need to have vision and foresight, and you have to be in control of all your executive functions to be able to plan and execute, right? So a lot of people, it's just okay. This is really what I want to say. It's a lot of people giving out information, right? And they have no humility about them. And this is what causes them to be right sometimes and then to be so very wrong at other times. Because some people don't realize that knowledge, or no, not knowledge, you can gain a lot of knowledge, right? So when you're a person who is about advancement and learning, you can gain a lot of knowledge. Gaining a lot of knowledge is the first step in gaining wisdom. And then once you gain wisdom, you gain understanding. And once you get to the point of understanding, then there's no division there. There you see that everything is one. That's when you come to the understanding. Some people that you think are leaders are either stuck in the knowledge phase or the wisdom phase. And you know when someone's stuck there because they don't have any humility. And understand what I'm saying when I say humility, because I have posted several times that I don't believe in being humble or whatever like that. In the sense that uh people taking humility as, having to um decrease their light, or not shine because it may be offensive to others. That is a bad form of humility, and that's what most people see as being humble, like, and they think that that's all right. No, it's never all right to dim your light. The real true only way you can be humble is through gaining more knowledge than wisdom than understanding. That's the only true way to humble somebody, right? And that humbleness comes from now understanding that knowledge and wisdom and understanding is not because of you. Like, it's coming through you because you surrendered yourself enough, or you tapped into that frequency enough to download that information. So the humility in a true leader and a true master comes from knowing that they know everything and nothing at the same time. In other words, they're a master and a student forever, and equally so. Like, you have to be able to learn as much as you can teach, right? Because knowledge is ever evolving, like, it doesn't stop. So if you're a person who says, "Oh, I don't read because I know everything," then you're really not going to be a master, and you're really not smart, because our brains don't even have the capacity to store but so much knowledge, right? So anyone who is a true master knows that, yeah, they have knowledge, but that insight and those downloads and that wisdom is not coming from their knowledge. It's not coming from their brain. It's not coming from their mind and their accumulation of knowledge. It's not. It can't, because you can't hold but so much knowledge. So therefore, you do have to open yourself up to other people's perspective and experience if you really want to be a master, if you really want to be well-rounded. Okay? And so when I see people on the internet saying, well, oh, I don't like them, so I'm not going to listen to anything that they say, I know they're not a master. I know they're not a true evolving teacher, because you cannot shut yourself down to information. Because at the end of the day, we have to learn and grow and evolve. If you shut yourself down, then you have shut down really your life force. You always have to be learning and growing. And you also have to have enough humility to say you were wrong. Like, you're not going to be right. You're not going to be right all the time. Okay? So you have to have enough, you have to be able to put your ego aside enough to say, look, I know I was adamant about it, I know I was passionate about it, but upon receiving further information, I'm going to have to adjust this. I'm going to have to tweak this a little bit. And if your ego stands in the way of that, then you are not only depriving yourself, but you're depriving anyone who is listening to you and is willing to accept what you're saying. So just be careful when you're um, following people and looking to them as a source of knowledge. Just make sure you are always in tune with your own intuition. And if something is off, then it's off. That doesn't mean that that person is never going to be right again. That doesn't mean that and also what's right for some one person may not be right for you. So you can never totally follow anyone blindly. You have to always stay centered within yourself and your own understanding, so that you can properly navigate the world. Like, because I can be in agreement with you 99.9% of the time, and 0.1% it just ain't vibing right, and I have to be able to separate myself from, the part that I don't agree with, and still be able to align with you on things that I agree with you with. Just because I disagree with you for one particular thing does not mean that we can't align on other things that we do agree on. So that's another thing. So that's why I'm not with the cancel culture and condemning. The more that I learn and I grow, the more I hate all types of division. Like in the Black community specifically, um it's a lot of it's a lot of attraction to the negative, and don't take negative as being bad, all right? Because there has to be positive and negative in everything. Okay, if you truly understand positive and negative, that's not the same as good and evil. It's just like a masculine and feminine element. And Black people as a whole are way more in our feminine or negative element than maybe other races. And that is not necessarily bad. That just means that we are a repository for all the energies and all the emotions. Like we can like hold the deepest of depths. Okay? So I don't know if this is okay. I was told not to say I don't know if this is making sense. If you get this, you get this, right? So it's like we have the capacity to to go very deep emotionally, is really very deep in the unseen. Like we're very connected to the unseen world, right? And that causes sometimes us to take on a lot of the world's grief and a lot of the negative aspects of society and kind of to dwell in that. So sometimes we have to turn those tides and turn some of that negative energy into more positive energy, turn that darkness into more uh, light, into more understanding. And so sometimes we gravitate towards the negative when we are still overall positive or trying to be positive. So if being a like a moon goddess, a dark side type of person, you know, my most of my planets are in Scorpio, my moon is in Capricorn. So and my sun is conjunct my Saturn. So I have a lot of dark energy. So sometimes that can weigh a lot on you, but you really have to learn how to use it to your advantage, right? If you're a very empathetic person, you have to realize how taking on other people's emotions and stuff can feel negative sometimes, but it can be used as a positive. You can convert that, but you have to be true to yourself. Like you have to know how much you can take and where's the limit, right? So back to what I was saying, a true leader, you know, knows his limits, knows his or her limits. Like, um, you know, they're not going to speak on things that they don't have a lot of knowledge about. And that's another problem. Like a lot of people are speaking on shit that they don't know anything about. Just because you know a lot about one thing doesn't mean you know a lot about other things. And that's why, like, me myself, I really try to stay out of the public eye per se. Um, and that's just me being, like I said, a dark energy person, and I take on a lot of people's shit. And so until I could bring up enough boundaries and centeredness and groundedness within myself to be able to do that, then I had to fall back. You know what I'm saying? I got to do what's right for me because I just don't want certain energies coming at me. Like I didn't feel like I was protected enough. Not that I wasn't protected, I just didn't. I just was content. I am literally content with my life. You know what I'm saying? But the people who have obligation is like when you know better, you have the obligation to do better. Like I seek out all this knowledge, and now it's on me to distribute and disseminate it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not really something I wanted to do, but being that it's coming through me, then I have to release it out to the masses. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm making more videos, and hopefully they are received in the energy that I am giving them out because I only want the best for everyone. I've gotten back to just, you know, covering all of God's children. You know, not just my family and the people that I know, but when you realize that we're all connected, you can't just continue to just pay, pray or put protection work and, um, you know, and well wishes over your own life and your own family. At some point, you start feeling selfish. Like, okay, I'm manifesting the shit out of the stuff that I want. Why wouldn't I share this with others? So whenever I'm sharing, that's my goal. I just want people to maybe experience, you know, an enlightenment that I've come across, or just to get more information to make your life better. And I think right now a lot of people are capitalizing off of fear and terror, and that's just not the energy. That's not the energy because it's enough of that going on. It's no need to rile people up. It's no need to further incite fear in people or in The other thing is the people who, and rightfully so, a lot of us who warn people about the times that were coming, and now they're seeing it for themselves. It's like, oh, kind of that I told you so energy is in the air. Like, a lot of us are going to feel that way who've had the foresight, to see what was coming. So you're going to naturally just feel that way, but that's also just a humanistic ego thing. You got to put that to the side when you're dealing with people. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's not going to wake up at the same time, and even though they didn't, like, are you going to spend just hours or years saying, well, I told you this years ago? Or are you going to give them the information that they can use right now? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, have enough humility about yourself to kind of put your I told you so to the side if you're a true leader. Because if you're a true leader, like I said, you're also always learning and you're also always growing, you know? So there are things that somebody can tell you right now, like, well, I told you so a couple of years ago, and they will be correct. It's always something that we don't know. And that goes back to my point. Our mind and our brain does not have the capacity to know everything. Okay? Understand that. So that's why we need our intuition. That's why we have to be in tune with source, because every day we need new information that we just do not sometimes have the resources to gather through our just our regular humanistic senses, like our sight, touch, you know, and feel and stuff like that. So we have to be open enough to get cosmic knowledge, and you also have to advance enough. Like the deities, the spirits, whatever you want to call them, the angels, the orishas, they're all the same, right? And they literally don't tell everybody everything. So you have to be on their vibe, on their frequency to even hear them, right? It's like a telephone, right? If you don't have their number, then you're not going to be on their line. It's really as simple as that. So what I've always done is make sure I get everybody's number. Like I'm on everybody's line. Like, so I can get all types of information, and then that's when I use my mind to decipher how I'm going to deliver it, or what I'm going to deliver, or what I'm just going to keep for myself. You know what I'm saying? So no, it's not coming from me all the time. Sometimes it's just literally coming through me. Okay? And that doesn't make me any better than anybody else. That just means that that's the lines I'm on. Those are the telephone lines I'm on. Some people is only on one line, the hard line, hard money line, right? And they just pursue money and they just pursue material success and things like that. And others have expanded their network and they get calls from people who are not in the physical, entities that are not in the physical, and you got to be able to take that in and decipher it, and also, make sense of it. And not everybody is ready to do that. So not everybody is going to get certain knowledge, all right? Because you don't deserve it. If you don't know what to do with it, then you really don't deserve it, right? So, yeah, so basically, that's really all I had to say. I just want people to really. I don't see a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Really, honestly, I see a lot of kind of like noise, like it's just a lot of combativeness. And right now, that's not the energy, y'all. That's not the energy. The energy right now is calm, resolve, grounding. Thank you to my ancestors. That's my ancestor alarm at 9:09 a.m. Give thanks to and gratitude to all my ancestors who paved the way, who've helped me out with this DNA and these beautiful bone structures and things. So thank you to my ancestors, and thank you for everything that you all have sacrificed to for me to be in flesh and bone today. So thank you, ancestors, and thank you for continuously guiding me. And so, sorry, I just had to slide that in there. I always have to big up my ancestors every time it's 9:09. So excuse me. Um, and yeah, so just that too. Just being humble enough to receive knowledge. Once that line is cut off with certain entities, sometimes it just never gets reconnected. So you don't want to cut those lines of communication off. Okay. So be humble enough to receive, to listen. Um, Everybody has a center. Everybody has a grounding. Everybody has a alignment for their life. Okay. And you can use other people's knowledge to help you rediscover and remember your own, but never follow people blindly. That's anybody. The government, your mentors. You never need to follow anybody 100%. Never. Because you are a unique being. And everything, even if 99.99% things vibe with a person, there's that 0.1% matters. Just like they say we're only 2%, it's only your 1 or 2% difference between us genetically and a chimpanzee. But as you can see, there's a world of difference in that 1%. That's how your DNA is. That little, even if you're an identical twin or a fraternal twin, that difference mixed with the environment and your experiences is going to make you a different being. You're never going to be the same exact way as somebody else. So therefore you cannot take somebody's exact blueprint and it worked out exactly the way it worked out for them. This. So when you're getting information, keep that in mind. That's it. I don't know if I stuck to the topic or not. I tried to. But that's really all I got to say for today. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.